Hey guys, I'm Kay and you have arrived at my weird little corner of the internet. Welcome! If you're new here, please take the time to subscribe. If you like reseller content, that's mostly what I post on here, but there are some travel videos and some videos on my debt-free journey that are interspersed in there. So in today's video, we're going to do a what sold. And it's been a while since I posted one of these. I apologize, but I've been kind of focused on getting some other content out to you guys. But we're going to go over my biggest sales week so far in my career, which, albeit is a very short career. I only started reselling to make a profit back in June of 2018. Before that, I was just selling stuff straight out of my own personal closet. So it's been a little over 6 months, and December was kind of crappy for me. I only made, I think, a little over $800 in profit altogether, and I had been over $1,000 for the 3 months prior to that, so that was kind of a bummer for me. But January has picked up. I know a lot of other resellers that I've watched have had crappy Januaries, but so far it's been pretty decent for me, and I'm looking to profit around $1,200 for the month of January, which is great. I can't complain about that. So we're going to go over the sales from January 11th through January 17th. So that's a Friday to a Thursday. I sold 23 items during this period, and the total sales amount was $692.44. So close to $700 in a week, which is pretty high for me. So what I'm going to do is pull up the pictures on my phone and talk about them a little bit. You'll also see I'm going to insert the pictures of the items on this side of the screen, so I'm going to move over a little bit for you guys, and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the item, what it sold for. I'm probably not going to tell you my profit because I don't have my spreadsheet in front of me and I don't know what my cost of goods was off the top of my head, but I will give you my total profit at the end of this video. So we'll start with Poshmark because that's where I make the majority of my sales. And the first item I sold on the 11th was a White House black market dress. It was all satin. I wore it twice, once to a wedding, once to a funeral, and it sold for $20. It was just from my personal closet, so my earnings on that was $16. The next item I sold was another item from my personal closet. They were a pair of Osiris high top skater shoes, and I no longer wear these. I used to wear them to the gym once in a while. They're actually a little boy's size 6, and I sold them for $14, and my earnings from that was $9.55. Next was a pair of men's jeans. They are Big Star Union straight jeans. They were slightly distressed in a size 30. The inseam was a 32, so I put 30 by 32 in the title of the listing. They sold for $45, and my earnings from that was $36. Still on the 11th, I also sold an Armani Collezione double-breasted sweater jacket. I was surprised this actually sold fairly quickly. It's my first time finding this brand, so I was excited to pick it up. It sold for $50, and my earnings on that was $40. On the 12th of January, I sold a new with tags pair of Dolce Vita Espadrille sneakers. I picked these up for a couple dollars at a local Savers. They sold for 20 bucks. My earnings were $16. On the 13th, I sold a pair of Earth Hilltopper brown leather booties. These sold for $20. Again, my earnings were $16. Moving to the 14th, I sold a pair of Wedge sneakers from Coach. They are the Alexis, and they are all suede. These sold for $40. My earnings were $32. Moving to the 15th, I sold a pair of 7 For All Mankind Dojo jeans. I love picking these up. I will always pick them up as long as the condition is pretty good. These sold for $75, and I made $60 in earnings. Also on the 15th, I sold a pair of Madewell suede flats. They're called the Elizabeth. They are a beautiful taupe color. I really liked them. Unfortunately, they weren't my size. They're a 7.5, but they sold for $45, and my earnings were $34.50. On the 16th, I sold a pair of J. Crew toothpick skinny jeans. They were a size 30. These sat for a little bit longer than I expected them to because J. Crew typically flies out of my closet pretty quickly, but I sold them for $28, and my earnings were $22.40. I have 2 Poshmark sales left, and they were both from the 17th. The first one is this LRG, which is the Lifted Research Group. If you're not familiar with this brand, it's typically a men's brand. I'm not sure if they even have women's items, but this was a windbreaker in a fun print, and it sold for $20. My earnings were $16. If you haven't noticed, there's a lot of $20 items in this video, but hey, it's profit for me, so get it out of here. And the last item from the 17th on Poshmark was a pair of cork wedges from Fry. They are the Braylon braided cork wedge, and they sold for $30. My earnings were $24. These actually sat for a really long time, a few months, and I was surprised by that because Fry is a really good brand and they usually sell really well, but for some reason or another, I don't know if it was just out of season, these just kept sitting in my closet, and finally I got an offer and I just immediately took it. Okay, so now we'll go to eBay. I have quite a few items on eBay. So typically on eBay I offer free shipping right now because it's just easier for me to do it that way. I know that it eats into my profits a lot, but since I don't normally weigh my items before listing them on eBay, it's just easier for me to offer free shipping and increase my price a little bit so that I can recover the costs of the shipping. So the first item that sold on the 11th was a Quaker Factory American flag cardigan sweater. It was a plus size, so it was a 3X. This sat for a little bit, but I figured it was just because it was out of season since I purchased it after July 4th, which happens to be my birthday. But it did sell for $22 and free shipping. Next was a new with tags Starbucks tumbler. This was a pink marble double wall glass one, and I picked it up for I think $4.01 from Savers. I was super excited to find this. If you follow Thrift to Travel, you know she is amazing with the Starbucks stuff, and I've learned so much from her just watching her videos and seeing her Instagram stories. So this was a really rare one. I couldn't find any that were still available on eBay, so I priced it really high expecting it not to sell, but it actually sold full price for $79.99, so I made over $50 just on that one item. So the next item was a Tupperware divided serving tray. This actually came from my own pantry. Once upon a time, back in high school days, I used to sell Tupperware, and I wasn't very good at it because I am shy and don't like speaking to strange people that I don't know. But this was from my own inventory. It was never used. It sold for $16. I didn't make that much money off of this because, again, free shipping, and this was kind of an awkward item to ship, so I had to go in a rather large box. But it's out of here and I got a couple dollars from it. So the last sale from the 11th is a new with tags pair of Fivefinger shoes from Vibram, or Vibram, however you say it. They were super cute, but I didn't expect them to sell because it's such a small size. They're 12.5 to 13. And for a little nugget, but they did sell for 20 bucks and shipped first class, so I made a few dollars there. On the 13th, I sold a pair of Tom's Desert Wedge booties. I've sold a couple pairs of these now. I think this is the second pair that I've sold as of filming this video, but they are a size 7.5 and they sold for $39.99. And on the 14th, I had two coffee sales. So the first one was a Starbucks Holiday Blend from 2018 that sold for $10.99, shipped first class. I didn't pay anything for this item, so it was all profit for me. And the second coffee sale was the same item, but it was a quantity of 2, and this sold for $17.98. Also free shipping. Again, didn't pay anything for the item, so it's pure profit for me. On the 15th, I made one sale, and it was a menswear brand, so Royal Elastics, and they were a pair of slip-on sneakers. These sat for a while. I expected them to sell much more quickly, but they finally sold on offer for $37.50, and I was happy to get them out of my inventory. One sale on the 16th on eBay, and this was a different flavor of Starbucks coffee. This was the Peppermint Mocha Cafe Latte K-Cups, and these sold for $13.99. First class shipping, got them out of here. And the last sale for eBay for this week, the 11th through the 17th, was from the 17th, and it was a Rae Dunn cup, that red T on the front. You know, she always has those dinnerware that have the sayings on them. So this one had a blue interior. I picked up a bunch of Rae Dunn all at once. There was actually a dinnerware sale at my local Savers, and I didn't expect to find these, but I picked them up, and this is the first item to sell from that haul, and it sold for $15 with free shipping. I also randomly had one Mercari sale during that time. I don't sell much on Mercari, but this was another Starbucks coffee order, and this sold for $12, and I paid for the shipping, but I didn't pay for the coffee, so it was pure profit of $6.55. So those are the 23 items that I sold. As I said in the beginning of this video, the total sales price was $692.44, so close to $700 for those 23 items. The average sales price was $30.11, so that's great. I like to be above $30, but honestly, I'll take whatever I can get as long as I make a profit. And the average cost of goods for these 23 items was $3.07, which is awesome for me. I love to stay under $5. I plan to go to the bins a lot more frequently so I can keep my cost of goods really low, because I have a crap ton of items in my inventory that I need to get rid of, and I don't have a lot of space to hold on to that many things, so they need to go. So after you take out the eBay fees, the Poshmark fees, and the shipping costs, because I do free shipping on eBay, and the cost of goods, I'm left with $421.28 of profit. So as a part-time reseller, I think that's a great number. It's my biggest profit week so far, and I am excited to see what is in the future for me. Hopefully in the future this can be a full-time thing for me versus part-time, but right now it's just extra income so that I can pay off my debt. And it's really hard for me to just up and quit a full-time job that is stable income when reselling, as you know, is up and down all the time. You can't rely on getting a certain amount every month. So until that happens, I unfortunately have to stick it out with my job, but who knows? I mean, it's still only January 31st, and hopefully things will change as the year progresses. But in any case, I thank you guys for watching this video. Please give it a like if you like this content, and subscribe for future content like this in the future. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.